Okay, this is an initiation. I can now repeat my patterns from a past life. I can go down the path of becoming the next cult leader or spiritual guru, or I can consciously choose not to and change the way I talk about spiritual stuff, the way I handle clients, the way I present my content, because it was not something that I was doing on purpose. I was just unaware back then, in this life. I mean, like when I noticed that I could misuse this power, I was unaware that I could not create a spiritual awakening for other people. Hello guys, it's been a while. It's been more than 2 years to be exact since I last recorded a podcast episode, and recently I had this urge and this intuitive impulse to record again and to start posting more regularly. A lot has happened in the last 2 to 3 years. I have created a business. I'm leading many women on their business journey, on their journey to more leadership, and on their journey to creating a beautiful new earth business that aligns with their soul. And yeah, just a lot has happened. I've grown a lot. I've worked with a lot of beautiful women on my path. I've impacted a lot of women. They have impacted me. And today I'm back and I'm just gonna hop in and let you know what's alive for me right now. So I hope you're joining me on this journey. I hope you're excited to hear from me again. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I'll try to catch it. There's a thunderstorm going on outside, and I think it's so cozy. I'm sitting here on my linen sheets with candles on. The diffuser is diffusing beautiful lavender oil, and I just feel super cozy recording this episode. And yeah, get yourself a cup of tea or a good water. Like me, I have like a cold drink here. It's super hot right now in Germany. Today was actually like one of the hottest days so far. So I have a cold water, and yeah, let's drop in. I would love, love, love to talk about past lives today because it's something that really popped up for me recently, not just for myself in my personal life, but also with my clients. And I want to dedicate this episode to past lives and how they are a significant aspect in understanding our soul essence and in tapping into our potential and our true purpose. So, the way I was hit with that topic again, like it's been coming up over the last couple of years over and over again, like tapping into past lives, suddenly having memories, all that stuff. But funnily enough, the way it showed up for me this time was through a series that my friend Elaine recommended to me. It is the series Killing Eve on Netflix, and I was kind of like in a series limbo. I didn't know what to watch, and I wasn't really intrigued by the series, to be honest. But then I remembered her words and she said like, "You will love this, you will really resonate with this, and I think you should watch this." And I trust her recommendations, so I just clicked start, and I did not expect that to bring up past life memories, or more so past life emotions. Like I didn't get any um memories in that sense. I first only had like the emotional memories. I felt really weird watching this series. It has it had a weird sense of familiarity, and yeah, the more I watch, like it has four seasons, and I binge watched them all because I couldn't get myself off of the screen. I had to watch it, and I attached so much to the characters, and it was crazy. And I do have favorite series. I do have some series that I truly love and vibe with and just resonate with, but this one in particular was next level. Like I resonated so deeply with that. For those of you who don't know the series, I don't want to spoiler anyone or like give away what it's all about, but It's basically about an MI5 or later MI6 agent who is trying to catch a female Russian assassin called Villanelle. And it's not exactly a series that has a lot of rainbows and butterflies in it. Like it's more on the denser side. It's still funny, made in a funny way, and it has good jokes, but the topic itself is more on the denser end. And I noticed this pattern coming up for me. Like um my friend who's really into astrology would say it's your Scorpio placements. But I do feel that I have a certain amount of darkness in my soul essence. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that I think of myself as a negative person or as a dark person. For me, it more feels like darkness is equal to depth. And I definitely do have that in my soul matrix. I've lived positive lives. I've lived lives where I empowered others, but I've definitely also lived lives where I was I was not the good guy, where I was more on, like, a questionable side of things, and it is a hard pill to swallow, but everybody has those lives. It just depends on whether you remember them or you don't remember them, and I definitely do remember them, and, we have to know that whenever we remember past lives or snippets from past lives, whenever something resonates with us in a series or something like that, when we get to experience a portal that gives us a sneak peek into a past life, and this can be a series, we have to know that whenever we remember something, it wants to tell us something. Because technically, we all have lived so many different lives on different planets, as different beings, as different humans, in different dimensions. Like, there is so much energy and so much data and we cannot remember all of that. That wouldn't make any sense for our soul evolution. So we only ever resonate with and remember the things that are meant to teach us something in this life. And for me, just to tell you about my personal experience I've made with this and what I've drawn from it for my work as a leader, I have a lot of past lives that are surrounding the topic of power, misusing power, having power, using power for something good. Like there's just a lot going on with the topic of power. And I noticed that when I started working as a spiritual mentor, I realized that my clients or people in general who are like who listen to my teachings and who see value in what I have to say, they easily put me on a pedestal. They easily put me as their guru. Not in a conscious way, but in a subconscious way, and they are easily attached to me and dependent on me. And I noticed this pattern and I could feel how there was a potential to misuse that. How so many spiritual people in the spiritual field do. Not to talk shit about the spiritual community, but there definitely is leaders out there, are leaders out there who misuse their power and who exploit the vulnerability of their audience, of their followers for their own benefit. And I could literally feel that potential and how it would work because when you catch people where it hurts the most, like at their lowest, at their pain points, they're vulnerable and they will do anything to change that, to make that pain go away, or to find a solution or an answer. And I could feel that being the case for me. I could feel that I could easily get myself into a power position and be the next spiritual guru and for it to work out that way. And that shocked me a little bit because my current life, I would never want that. Like I'm here to empower people. I'm here to make them see their own worth and their own power and create this ripple effect of empowered people in the collective. I'm not here to create a cult or a following of people looking up to me. I'm not here to do that at all. But it presented itself for me within the last couple of years. And I saw it as like a test from the universe if I will repeat my mistakes from past lives. I strongly feel that I have misused this power in a past life. Not saying I was leading them astray. I do feel like I had actual value to share, even in that past life. But I was not coming from a place of integrity in that past life. But today I have learned and I have evolved, and I would never come from a place that makes people dependent on me or disempowers them instead of empowers them. So I literally felt like this, okay, this is an initiation. I can now repeat my patterns from a past life. I can go down the path of becoming the next cult leader or spiritual guru, or I can consciously choose not to and change the way I talk about spiritual stuff, the way I handle clients, the way I present my content, because it was not something that I was doing on purpose. I was just unaware back then, um, in this life. I mean, like when I noticed that I could misuse this power, I was unaware that I could not create a spiritual awakening for other people, and they will not benefit from it in the way I intended to. They will just put me on a pedestal and see me as their source of the truth. So that was a personal lesson I had to learn. And I think it's so interesting because we all have these patterns, these past life experiences, this karma we're carrying around from past lives. And if you're listening to this, you're most likely someone who feels called to make a change in the world, who feels called to be a pioneer for the new earth and for this new paradigm. And as powerful as that is, we have to be so discerning with how we communicate this message and with how we influence and empower others. We really have, as spiritual teachers, as leaders ourselves, we really have to be careful how to lead people and how to give them the room to make their own experiences and to make their own mistakes, to believe in the wrong concepts for a while so they can learn how to discern. We're not here to tell them this is the path to go because I've been on that path for longer than you, for a longer time than you, and then expecting them to be empowered. It's just going to create followers, not more empowered leaders. And this is something we all have to consider and really be discerning about. No matter what your business is, no matter if you're working as an embodiment coach, as a health coach, as a spiritual coach, it doesn't really matter what niche you're in. You have to be so discerning and so open in allowing your clients to make their own experiences, go through their own processes, and just evolve in their own timing. And yeah, coming back to to the series that I'll introduce that, similar to this pattern that I apparently am working through in this incarnation cycle, this pattern of power and misusing or using power in a good way. Similar to that, I do feel like there is a certain amount of darkness that I have lived through in past lives. And this is also coming up because I need that for my work. I am not the teacher that is here to only share love and light. I really don't like how superficial and how love and light the spiritual community often is, and I'm not here to promote that or to contribute to that. So I do need the darkness. I do need the insight into the darkness. And it does make sense that I have my Scorpio placements in my astrology. And it does make sense that I'm fascinated by the lower astral and all these what you would call negative concepts. They're really fascinating for me and not in a creepy way. I'm not someone who would engage in something like that, like who would contribute to the darkness or misuse that in any way or glorify it or romanticize it. That's not me. I'm just super fascinated by the polarity we have on this planet and how it plays out and how it can coexist and how many people are not willing to admit that it's there. People who don't believe that there is darkness and that everything is light and everything is good and blah blah blah, they have really lost touch with reality. Because even though on the highest level, the highest truth is that even the most evil creatures, things, energy once was part of the light. That is true. But as soon as we incarnate in these human bodies, we can no longer see things only from the highest perspective. We have to call out the darkness. We have to look it in the face. We cannot hide from it because then it will roam free. And that is a really important part of my work. I don't even have to do that in an active way, like talking about these things all the time and recording 10 podcast episodes about how to see the darkness and how to deal with it and stuff. That's not even the case. I just have to be aware of it. And for me, as a leader and as someone who's leading others to their highest potential, I need to have that discernment and I need to teach it to those who are becoming leaders themselves because we have enough unconscious love and light teachers who do more bad than good. We really need a balanced wave of new leaders who are not afraid to look at the darkness, who are not afraid to talk about the darker things or the darker aspects of spirituality or spiritual journey. We really need those balanced leaders. And I'm so happy and so glad and proud that I get to work with them and that I get to be part of their journey for a while so they can become really empowered in their own business, in their own way of leading others. What I like to teach my clients is to really be aware of what resonates with them. Series, books, movies, fictional worlds, all that stuff does not resonate coincidentally. There's always a deeper meaning to that, and there's always something we can gain from it if we allow ourselves to tap into whatever resonates about these stories. The crazy thing is like even the most successful things like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all these all these really mainstream huge big universes, like fictional universes, they are so popular because they resonate with humanity on a collective scale. In some cases, these stories or these productions are partly or entirely channeled. That can be a way for other dimensional beings to communicate with us or to awaken soul memories in humanity on a grand scale. So, no matter who wrote this story or who came up with the concept or the names, who says that this person was not inspired because they channeled this information? Like, where does it come from? Our creative channels are channels. So if you have an idea or if you have a really great concept in mind for a book you want to write or for a story that just comes to you, that can be a channeling. That can be information, energetic information that you download and then bring into a physical form here on earth to reach people and to reach humanity. And the very, very popular stories, movies, whatever it is, they often hold that quality. They often are a way for us to evoke these memories, these past life memories. So even though Lord of the Rings is not like we know it's a fictional story, but who says that there's not a world out there that looks very similar to the elves in the Lord of the Rings, or the storyline is very familiar with humanity and with the wars they have fought in like a galactic sense. I know this sounds like very out there and very far-fetched, but this is literally what's going on. We are always connected to other dimensions, other worlds. Like this is always going on. And on a more personal level, you can use that for your business. So that's why I'm always working with my clients with these highly spiritual concepts. Because if they can remember something or if they can find out what the portal is, what movie is a portal to a past life of me, what book is a portal to soul memories I hold, then they can bring that into their business, into their brand, and into their self expression and attract and magnetize the very people, the very soul clients who are meant to hear that message, who are meant to have these memories evoked in them through their teacher, which is my client who's expressing that. And it's so beautiful. I love this work of doing very tangible business stuff, but infusing it with cosmic concepts and highly spiritual concepts. I just love that. I burn for that. It's my passion to do that. And I always use these techniques to really help my clients create something extraordinary, a self-expression that is not just something you like. Like, we don't just pick colors because we like them. We don't just set up a brand that we like in the moment. No, we go deep into the depths of their soul. We're really bringing back those soul memories to then express them in their work, in their business, in their branding, in their message, in the way they talk, in the way they move, they express themselves, like all these things. And that's what I really, really burn for, because it's so magnetic, it's so powerful, and it elevates a business from being a good, beautiful business to being an extension of your soul, quite literally. And that is what a leader, a new earth leader, truly wants, right? We all want that feeling of having a business that is so in resonance with us and is so in alignment and is so such a powerful extension of our divine mission. Because essentially your business is just the 3D expression, the physical expression of what you came here to do on earth. Like, not every light worker wants to have a business, not every light worker wants to become a coach, but many want to, because a business is a way to reach people in the 3D world. It is a way to tangibly get your message out to the right people, to the people who want to listen. And that's what makes it so powerful. So there are so much benefits in using your business as not just as something to make money, but something to truly express yourself. Because that's what will resonate with your soul clients, with those who, on another level, have a soul contract with you anyway, because you're meant to be their teacher and they are meant to be yours in a different way. So, crafting a compelling business narrative or a compelling magnetizing business identity is so much more than just business. And that's been a journey I've been on for the last few years. Ever since I recorded the last podcast episode, I had a lot of big and small awakenings, how I'm supposed to share my message, how I'm not getting myself into the situation of being put on a pedestal anymore. I found out how I can truly get out my message and empower my clients to do the same. And that is so beautiful. And I wanted to share this with you. And I hope you can find value in this episode. And I hope it inspires you to think about, what story resonates with me? What is my story, book, movie, series that I truly feel comfortable in, or not even comfortable. It's just a feeling of familiarity. It doesn't even have to be a good story or a positive story. It just has to resonate and truly go within, be honest with yourself. What resonates with me? What can I gain from this? What can I take out of this resonance and bring it into my self expression so my business and my divine mission is thriving? Because that is really the recipe. I think that really is the recipe. Stop trying to be someone else. Stop trying to adapt 1,000 strategies or do it like everybody else does it. Do it like this coach says and this coach says. And I'm telling you too to do it in a certain way, but I think you get what I mean. Like, really bring your soul into the mix. Do what really resonates. Do what really lights up your soul and what is part of your divine mission. That was a lot for the first episode after almost 3 years. But it felt so good talking to you guys, and I hope you're tuning in for the next episode. I hope you're taking notes while listening to this and really applying that to your own life and to your business, because I know it's fucking powerful. I see it every day in my clients. And if you would like to keep in touch with me, you can find my Instagram and my social media channels in the notes. And yeah, tune in next time. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day, night, whenever you're listening to this. I'm going to enjoy the thunderstorm now. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and cut this podcast episode, and see you guys next time.